In this video, we are going to discuss how to incorporate weights into a tree, and also how to calculate feature importances. Samples might have different weights associated with them. We can denote each weight by Wi. How can we incorporate them into a tree? In mean regression, this is pretty straightforward. We calculate the weighted mean, and instead of the regular mean squared error, we calculate the weighted mean squared error. In median regression, we need to calculate the weighted median, which can be defined by this formula here. What it's basically saying is order all the y's by their value and choose the first such that the sum of weights up to it will be larger or equal than half the sum of all the weights. If we replace the weights with 1, this will be the regular median. We also adjust the mean absolute error to account for the weights. What about classification? For leaf nodes, we move from a regular majority to a weighted majority. For split nodes, the formulas for the impurity don't change. The Gini or entropy stay the same. The only thing that changes is the way we calculate the proportions, the p's in the formulas. In this example, suppose these are the associated weights with the leaf node. We calculate the p of orange to be this, and the p of green to be this. One special case of sample weights is class weight. In this case, we give all samples of a class the same weight. An example of using this is when we have data imbalance. Suppose we have 100 observations, but 80 of them are one class and only 20 are of the other. To balance the data set, notice that this equation holds. So if we want the classes to have the same overall weight, we should give each observation in class A the weight 100 over 80, and to each in class B 100 over 20. That is, more weight to the smaller group. Notice that to normalize the weight back to the original 100, we also need to divide by the number of classes, which in this case is equal to 2. A general formula can be given by this, where n is the total number of observations, c is the number of classes, and n1 to nc is the number of observations in each class. Trees also have a natural way to give us feature importance. To do that, we sum the weighted information gain on each split node for each feature. The weighted information gain is just the number of observation in the split node divided by the total times the information gained by the split. We can also incorporate weights here. Here is a code extract of how this can be done. We initiate an empty array with the number of features our data has. Then we traverse the tree, and for each split node, we add the node weight times the information gain in the array to the specific feature that was used for the split. We can also normalize these scores by dividing by their sum. Let's show how to incorporate this in code. We'll modify the code from the last video. First, we need to modify the Gini coefficient to calculate the proportions based on the weights. This is what this code is doing. Next, we need to modify the big class. For brevity, I removed all the pruning related code from the last video, but you could incorporate both. Again, this is not production level code, and it's meant for educational and demonstration purposes only. When we initiate the tree, we will also store the weights. If there are no weights, we will set them all to be equal to 1. In the node, we will add the info gain and weight for each split node. This is for calculating the feature importances. We'll create a weighted majority function that does exactly that, sums the weights for each class and chooses the class with the biggest sum. We'll add the weight to each split node, the sum of the weights in the current node divided by the sum over the entire data. And in the findBestSplit method, we will pass the weights also to our metric function, which is the weighted Gini. We'll also adjust the proportions from before to be the proportion of weights. For the feature importance, we'll add a special method which will initiate an empty array with the size of the number of features. And then we'll traverse the tree, accumulating the weighted information gain per each split node into the associated feature in the array. Finally, we'll normalize the importances. Now let's try it out. We'll use the same dataset as before, only this time we will make it imbalanced by specifying the weights here. You can see there is much more pale blue points than dark orange. We'll calculate the class weights according to the formula that was used in the slides. If we fit the tree once without the weights, we get the following decision boundary. We are going to use the balanced accuracy score metric instead of the regular accuracy. If the weights are all equal, this will be equivalent to the regular accuracy. But if they are different, this will be equal to a weighted accuracy. Let's see an example of this. Suppose we have the following y and y hat. Note that we are right on 4 out of 6 times. The regular accuracy will give 2/3, but if we double the weights for the mistakes, we will get 0.5. For this tree, we get an 80% balanced accuracy. Now, let's use weights. We fit the tree and get the following decision boundary. Notice, now the tree is very careful not to misclassify the orange points, because they have much higher weights. For this tree, we get a test set balanced accuracy of 100%. Moving to feature importances, we will use the iris dataset consisting of 150 observations with 4 features measured: sepal length and width, and petal length and width, and 3 possible classes of irises. We load and plot the data on the first 2 features. Now we fit the tree. It has a test set accuracy of 100%. The feature importances show that the third feature, petal length, is the most important, followed slightly by petal width. This is also shown if we plot the data on these features. This is all for this video. See you in the next one.